Hi, in preparation for seeing A Quiet Place Part 2, when it eventually comes out in cinemas or streaming or whatever, I finally got around to watching the first film recently. It was quite the sensation when it came out in, I think, 2018, and inevitably there was a fast track sequel. It's co written, directed by, and starring John Krasinski, best known for playing Jim Halpert, the Martin Freeman equivalent in the American version of The Office, and co stars his wife, Oscar nominee Emily Blunt, as his on screen wife. The film is set several years in the future after Earth has come under attack from creatures of some unknown origin who home in and kill anything that emits any sound of any kind. The central family live in a small farm in the middle of the woods, helped by the fact that they communicate entirely with gesture and sign language. The middle child is deaf, so they know sign language, and they're also recovering from the death of their youngest child, whilst the mother is pregnant with another baby. We see the story unfold over the course of only a couple of days as their situation reaches a crisis point. And although the plotting of the film is fairly straightforward, the approach taken by the material is interesting. Krasinski was attracted to the material apparently not because he wanted to do a horror film, but because he liked the family dynamic to it and the situation in which the characters find themselves. The way the story is presented is also very impressive. Because of the concept behind the movie, there is almost no spoken dialogue. It's only, I think, two scenes where characters are in an environment where they can actually speak and not be heard by the creatures. The rest of the time, it's entirely sign language or gesture. So it's a very cleverly thought out, well made film. But although I was impressed by the production behind it, I felt that the story was ultimately somewhat generic and the emphasis on family was not perhaps as groundbreaking as Krasinski thinks, even though it's well executed. So although it's a good film and a long way above any kind of B movie, I don't think it's really quite the groundbreaking piece of work that people say it is. You see these sorts of things quite often in more fringe productions, and I think this had the benefit of a much higher profile cast and director. So it's definitely worth seeing, but one shouldn't assume it's any kind of masterpiece, rather than simply a very effective, well thought out thriller.